Hello. Hi. Let me know if the music is too loud or if you can't even hear it. How you doing, Lucy? What you up to? What's new with you? Lainey, hi, welcome back. Hi, Marie. Oh, thanks for coming on, guys. Hi, Lucy. Oh, how fun. Okay, good. Sounds good. I'm doing okay. I'm trying to get back into the swing, trying to find my workflow. It's been off for the whole week. So I figured I'd come on here, just hang out with you guys. Probably just gonna do an hour or so today. But I want to put in a little bit of work on this new whip. Hello, Shatika. Yes, happy knitting. I don't even know what to call this. It's kind of like an eclectic whip. I kind of need to have this project done in the next 2 days, but I don't know if it's going to get there. But it's a really interesting. I'm kind of just shooting from the hip. This whip I decided to start. Again, I don't really know how to describe it because it's kind of all in my head. But my goal is to make kind of just a little tie front cardigan, something that's just very almost sheer, kind of meshy. And I'm using 7 or 8 different fibers. So that's why I say I don't really know how this is going to come out. Y'all know me, I always do too much. I probably could have just stuck with 3 different fibers and it would have looked fine. But I got too excited and I threw too many onto the hook, onto the needles. So this is what we're working with. You're making your mom a sweater by me. It's your second one. Oh, the easy crochet pullover. I love that one because you can change that one up so much. You can make it kind of fitted, a little bit more casual, or you can make it as baggy as you want. And you can also make it super cropped for yourself, or you can make it full length. I love it. I need to remake. I honestly, that sweater is on my list of to-dos for writing patterns. Because as you know, I have the tutorial for that, but I never wrote a pattern for it. So I need to get around to it. But it's a little bit larger of a crochet project and I don't have time for that right now. But I want to write a pattern for it. Charity. To be honest, I have never tried amigurumi. I haven't done it yet. And I have kind of high hopes to try my first ever stuffed animal in the next few weeks. We'll see if I can get there. So I don't know if that counts as amigurumi. I don't know. Sarah, you're not late. I literally just started. We just began. Speaking of which, keep your eye out, Sarah, because your package was shipped yesterday. So, your first package. So keep an eye out. Let's hope they actually get it to you this time instead of the weird address thing from last time. Hi, Fritzy. Lainey, you're knitting your first sock? Good luck to you. I've never tried socks. I don't have the courage to do that yet. And you said it involves double pointed needles? Oh God. I don't even know. All I'm gonna say is good luck, and if you figure it out, post it to the Discord so I can see, because I'm scared to try socks. Hello, everybody. If you're here, say hi. I see y'all are here, but some of y'all are hiding out. T, you're finishing your first ever crochet sweater. First ever, the excitement is high. Yes, finish it tonight so that you can wear it out tomorrow. Oh, how fun. You want to wear it to like a movie date with your friends? I'm gonna be saying it like the whole live stream, but if y'all haven't done it already, feel free to join the Discord. We've already got a ton of members. I love seeing everybody's makes, all their creations. You can post your knit stuff, your crochet stuff, photos of your pets, any other craft like making jewelry, painting, music, like whatever you want. There's like a channel for everybody. Okay, I need to count how many rows. I don't remember. Huh. I did 1, 2, 3. I think that was 4. Oh, Charity, amigurumi is the crochet of any animal. I didn't know that. I think I was just assuming that, or I thought amigurumi was kind of just like tiny crochet, like stuffed anything, but like tiny, like little plushies. So then, yeah, I'm gonna hopefully have my first go at some amigurumi in a few weeks. If I do it, if I even attempt it, y'all know I'll film it. I'll share it with you guys. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, because like when it comes to sweaters or blankets, and like whenever I make patterns, like if I'm just making it for myself, stitch count doesn't have to be perfect. And like if you miss one stitch, like it's fine. But I know that when it comes to like stuffed plushies and toys, you kind of need like a specific stitch count to like make the shape of the animal. And that's what worries me, is that I'm going to mess up and then it's not going to look how it's supposed to. I just need to try it though. I just have to get out of my bubble. Give it a whirl. Wait, you're supposed to be getting your order today already? I literally shipped it yesterday at like 2 p.m. I guess because you're local to me. That's crazy fast. Okay, yeah, keep stocking. Stock that tracking number. That's crazy. Literally a day. My rug tufting is hanging nicely on the wall behind me. It is. Look at her. Look at all the color. I'm glad we finally got that up. And I can't even take credit for that, because if it wasn't for Jordan, like telling me like we need to do it today, I would have put it off until like the end of the year. But we got her up. She's displayed beautifully. Lucy, you're knitting a sweater for yourself, but schoolwork makes progress slow. I can only imagine like having something else to work on, like another priority, especially something knit. Good luck to you. You got it. Don't force it, only work on it if you have time for it. Make sure you're getting what you need to done first. Amanda, just do tube socks. See, but tube socks still involve like making a toe and a heel, right? So that's like what worries me, is like the shaping of the toe and the heel. Sarah, PTSD from the last order. I know. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, it got to you. The package got to you safely. That's all we can hope for this time. Let me finish this row. We can chat. So I'll show you guys in a second what I'm trying to work on. But as I said, I'm kind of trying to make like a knit, I guess you could call it like a cardigan, you know, front panels that are separated. And my hope, all right, so see what I mean? I got like texture. I got like two different fibers. So this is what it looks like right now. It's a little meshy. Okay, now bear with me because she's not perfect. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to wing it. Y'all know I'm not that good of a knitter, so just bear with me. But this is the first front panel. Took me all week. I can't even talk about it. It just took me so long. But I have this front panel and just a little bit of decreases here at the center, so it kind of like shapes my neck. Now, as you can see, front panel, one, it's too large. It's too late to go back and fix anything. So we're just gonna roll with it. It might be kind of big, but whatever. So we got this front panel, and I think I have 6 different fibers. She's a lot. I don't want to talk about it. So as you can tell, this is the other front panel. And then hopefully by tomorrow, I can start working on the back one. I should have just done like 3 big blocks of different textures, but it's okay. But something I wanted to show you guys is this top yarn right here. Now, when I posted that video, probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was like the universal yarn unboxing for fall. This is that melange garzato that everybody was raving about, especially when I had like the little giveaway on my Instagram. I had a different shade in that photo on my Instagram, but this is just a different colorway. But again, this is the melange garzato. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but she's so gorgeous. Look at all of this color. If my camera doesn't like blow it out, look at that. It's like fluffy, but not too crazy. I'm pretty sure it's like 50% wool, 50% acrylic, but it's got a nice little like faux mohair fuzzing. Oh, the colors blend so well. And then the rest of these are either like universal yarns or Rico design yarns. So this one right here is, I actually have it. Let me pull it out. I have them all. So this is the melange garzato that I just showed you guys in a different colorway. Look at this. Insane. So gorgeous. And like in one cake, it's like 700 meters. So kind of crazy. So that was that top color. I'll pull them out later, but this is like a Rico design cotton camouflage, I think. Sorry, I got an ad. Cotton camouflage. And then this one's universal yarn uptown bamboo DK. This one, I'm blanking on the name, but it's Rico design. This might be my favorite one because not only is there like different color, there's like different texture, thick and thin, some like tweedy nubs. So gorgeous. And then this is the yarn that I'm working with right now. I think it's baby alpaca and something, maybe acrylic. I don't remember. And then this is Cotton Summer Sprinkles by Rico Design as well. So just a lot of different fibers. I'm a little disappointed at how large I made this front panel. I tell y'all, when it comes to knitting, I can never tell exactly how many I need to cast on. And clearly I did way too many. But that's just what I wanted to show you guys. I'm just trying to mimic the same panel over here. So that's kind of just what I'm up to. Just trying to get some progress done. Okay. Olani. Olani baby. You need help learning one by one ribbing? Honestly, there's probably so many tutorials on YouTube, but I think you just got to practice it because in theory, it's relatively simple. It's just knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. I think for beginners, the hardest part is just remembering to bring your yarn to the front and the back for the knit and the purl stitches. But once you get into a rhythm, one by one ribbing is gorgeous. It's kind of worth it. Lonnie said, I'm back. Jojo is actually on a plane right now. I don't know if he's boarded yet, but he's flying. He's flying to Lala's. To Auntie Wawa's. Sorry, y'all. I always do this. I should have brought my glasses. Hi, Jojo. So weird you called me Erin. What is that? What is that? You just finished knitting a headband earlier this week. Yeah, the yarn I'm working with is kind of crazy. Like they're all super different. Some is cotton, some is acrylic, some is bamboo, some is just virgin wool. There's a lot. There's a lot. And while we're here on the live stream, I wanted to talk about Advent yarn Advent updates. I don't know how many, I hope people who signed up for the Advent eventually come to the live stream so that we can talk about it. But I'm just going to do a blanket statement here and then y'all can come back and watch it. But there's an update with the people who ordered the DK weight for the Advent boxes. To make a long story short, the yarn originally that I wanted to use is out of stock. And I contacted my supplier and they pretty much said it's not going to be in stock for me in time. So I had to make a change to the DK weight boxes. And like a little bit of a backstory. As you guys know, DK boxes, I believe, are 75% superwash, 25% nylon. But I'm making a change now to make the DK boxes 100% superwash. I wish I could still have like that nylon in there, but it's not going to work out in time. I think they said like the earliest that they could restock it was like mid to end of January. And as I plan to have the boxes wrapping up, like finishing up around that time, at the start of February, it's not going to happen. So I'm changing the yarn base for the DK boxes. The sock boxes, the sock weight boxes are staying exactly the same. There's no change. And then as for DK, like I said, we're just changing it to 100% superwash merino instead of 75-25 nylon. But the good news is that for the DK minis, you guys are actually going to get a little bit more yardage. So I believe originally with that first yarn base, the yardage was like 49 yards per mini hank. And then for the 100% superwash that I'm switching to, the yardage, I believe, is 54 yards. So you're getting like five more yards per mini hank. So there's a plus there. And then the full hank is going to stay exactly the same. So I just wanted to give an update. And then hopefully, again, those who did get the DK weight boxes, y'all saw my email. And of course, in the email, it says if y'all have any questions, any issues about the change, you can email me. But I really want to do my best to be proficient and efficient, and that means I need to start dyeing the yarn as soon as possible. Because if I put this off too long, I'm going to be scrambling in January. So my hope is to pretty much place my order for all of the yarn Sunday or Monday. And then that means I can start dyeing as soon as I get the yarn. Oh, I see something. Laura, can you swap a DK order for the smaller weight? That could work if you would rather change from DK to the sock. That could work. Because I have ordered some of the yarn, some of the sock yarn, but obviously like the DK, I was holding off. But I'm gonna have to place another yarn order regardless. So if you would like to swap, just email me. And it says it like in the email, if you got my email, you can respond to that email with your name, like your full name, your order number, and then if you want to make that change, let me know in that email and I'll make like a little inventory swap for you. Did I do enough? Me trying to count rows. Did I do enough? Oh, you know what? What does it say here? Me trying to count. Okay. Okay, I can change out yarns. Here we go, the fun part. Switching, look at this, so freaking soft. Oh my gosh, love this. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just respond to that email or you can talk about it here. But if you want to make that swap, Lore, email me. Email me your full name that you placed the order with and your order number. Where art thou? And then we can make that change. Okay, this is the yarn. I don't remember the name of this one, but this is by Rico Design. And I think I'm gonna wait. But once the start of spring comes around, I want to get more of this colorway and possibly other colorways. It's so gorgeous. I think this is 50% cotton and then some other stuff. I don't know, but I really love this one. All right, I need to add this on. We gotta move, people. I need to move. How to tie a knot. Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot how to tie a knot. This is not good. Okay. Oh, Lanta. Skizzers, where are the skizzers? Okay. You've just joined the new yarn. It's not perfect, okay? Yarn changes are not perfect. We're just rolling with it. Just, projects are not meant to be perfect. My projects, okay? If I wanted perfection, I would have stuck to crochet. But at the very least, I'm trying something new. Sarah, can I make you some more stitch markers? I have a bunch of new charms. Run it if you want to. I actually need to also start making the stitch markers for the advent boxes. I should also get a head start on that so that I don't put it off for too long. I've noticed like when do you, I guess you could use stitch markers for like almost any project, but it's like mainly for like a sweater, right? Or like a top. I guess if you have like a crazy textural design and you have to like mark where to do like some fancy knit stitch. All I know is once I make the avatar stitch markers, I'm going to be using them a lot more often. Okay. Oh, you're using stitch markers to know when to make a border. So that would be smart too. Because sometimes if I'm on a roll and like I don't count stitches, I'll just like miss it and I'll have to go back. So that makes sense. If you're making like a border, you need to like remind yourself. Oh. Oh no. That's one thing I don't like about the YouTube app. When you accidentally lock your phone and then the music stops. Why? Why? I thought about doing my other knit project on the live because I wanted to show y'all. I learned how to do, oh man, I always forget. Which one's continental and which one's English? I think it's continental. But I wanted to show you guys, I taught myself how to do continental, I think, for purling. It took quite a few rows to like actually know what I was doing. But I got a fancy rhythm down. And then I was like, okay, cool. My knitting's gonna go way faster. And then I started this new whip. And I quickly learned that like depending on the weight of yarn and the texture of the yarn, that continental purling is a little bit more difficult. Like I've tried the continental, I think it is, with all of the fibers, literally all of them here, and I got caught up. And I'm just gonna blame it on the fact that I'm not used to it yet, and the fact that like there's different textures. Like everything here is pretty textured, except for like the bamboo one, it's kind of like straightforward. But whenever I try to do purling with like the more textural yarns, it literally like gets like really tight on my hand and like it doesn't glide. So I end up having to go back to like the old school throwing for purling. Thank you, Jennifer. I always get confused. Okay, yeah, continental is the yarn in the left hand. So yeah, so far for this project, I can't do continental, which is kind of a bummer. It's just, it's not, the yarns aren't like smooth enough to the point where it can just like flow over my finger. But for the other knit project, when I do the continental purling, I think just because it's It's superwash and then like a little bit of nylon. It's just like smooth enough that it just like flows right over my fingers. So I got really fast. I mean, for me, I got really fast for purling. And I was so excited. Like I said, I tried to bring that into this project and it was like, no, ma'am, it's not going to happen. Try another time. So we're sticking with English purling. I could do the continental purling, but I learned that it actually takes me longer. So we're throwing. I'm throwing. And that's the reality today. I also wanted to make sure I came on the live today because I don't know if y'all noticed. I know. But this week was the first time, and I don't even know, maybe like a year, over a year, where I didn't post a video this week. I'm usually very religious. I'm very consistent with my YouTube uploads. It's always been 1 week, and usually it's a Wednesday. But I haven't missed a week in like a year, over a year. And then just looking at how this past weekend was going, I just kind of told myself, I think for my mental health and to like not lose my mind, I was going to skip this week of posting. So it's kind of been like strange for me. I don't really know how to explain it. It's so weird when like being consistent like that is something like I pride myself on. And then I guess it was a good thing I missed it on purpose instead of like on accident. But it's just such a weird feeling like to not, I don't know, to just skip it on purpose. I'm glad I did because God knows this week would have been even more disastrous. I think it was the right move though. But that's why I wanted to make sure I at least came on and did a live. I don't want to miss out chatting with you guys. I'm also using quite thick of needles. I think these are eights or nines, but I decided to size up because I kind of want like a sheer look, not necessarily like super meshy and see-through, but I didn't want the stitches to be like, I wanted you to be able to kind of see some light through the stitch work. Oh yeah, we're making progress. Okay. Look at us go. We're flying through it. Flying through it. Look at this. This is one panel. This is too wide. What have I done? Maybe if it's like, I want it kind of like baggy, oversized look, but if it's like way too big, it's gonna be kind of hard with all of these different fibers in here. Maybe I could try to shrink it a little bit. I don't know how. Maybe we could just like soak it in really hot water, like really warm water. Maybe it'll tighten up a little bit. Oh, that's okay. Haley said I use stitch markers as a way to mark every 10th row or something like that. in my knitting and crocheting so I don't have to start from one every time. That's kind of smart because as y'all saw, I'm constantly like going back and counting. That is kind of a good idea. I think I'm going to adapt that. Thankfully for this piece, I'm not necessarily counting like total rows. Like for the whole front panel, I'm kind of just counting how many rows I did for each color. So I'm not counting like the whole thing. I just kind of go in and count like, okay, 8 rows here, 6 rows there, 10 rows, you know. But yeah, if I had to count the entire project, that would be a mess. Okay, I need to like drill that into my brain. Continental is the left, yarn in the left hand. English is yarn in the right. See, I get so focused, I stop talking. Oh, and it's like another smaller update, but not really like an update. But I don't know if y'all saw, I finally got to dye up a new color. It's like the first new color in a couple months now since like that massive colorway drop. And I'm kind of geeking out over it. I don't know if you guys saw, but the colorway is kind of, how do I even describe it? It has like shades, kind of like semi-tonal. It's kind of like grayish, beigeish, grayish color throughout. And then there's also like a really subtle yellow. It's kind of blended throughout. And then there's some speckling. What did I speckle with? Some like warm tone browns and then like a deep midnight blue. And I ended up dyeing that because I had a mystery order. And I don't know if you guys know, but with mystery yarn orders, I dye up new colorways. So it's kind of like, obviously you don't quite know what you're going to get, but I always make it a point to dye up a brand new colorway. So I'm not just like repeating something from my stash and then throwing it into an order. Like I'm intentional in the fact that you're going to get a really pretty new colorway. And then I had so much fun making that one. Like it kind of happened quick. I was just like, okay, I want to do something that's a little bit more like more modern colors. You know what I'm saying? Trash truck. Anyways, yeah, I finished that and I had so much fun making that that I decided to have like a little, I guess you could call it like a sale on my website. So I marked down the mystery yarns to, I believe it's, instead of like a regular hank, what are my regular hanks? $28 for like a superwash base. The mystery yarn right now is going to be $24, 24 instead of 28 for the full hanks. And I'm going to leave that up, I think, until the end of the year. But I figured that would be like the perfect excuse to dye up new colorways. So if you guys happen or you know anybody who ends up placing a mystery yarn order from now until like the end of December, the end of the year, it's going to be a new colorway. I don't know. I have a couple different like color palettes in my mind already for other like new colorways that I want to dye up. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know there's like a little the mystery yarn discount right now. And then I need to go back and double check if it's still active. Let me check it right now. But I want to leave up the free shipping over 150 I want to leave that up until the end of the year as well. So in case you guys choose regular hanks of yarn, like colorways that are already made, or you pick the mystery one, if you go over 150, you're going to get the free shipping. I still have the free full hank of yarn over 150 as well. And then on top of that, the mystery yarn is at a discount. So let me see. Is the discount still active? It is not. I'm going to make it active right now. Save. Yay. Okay. So I just went back onto my website. I should probably put it on my stories on YouTube, but I'm just gonna like leave it here. But the coupon code for my website, if you guys go over 150, is free hank. And again, if you go over 150, you're gonna get free US shipping and a free full hank of yarn. So you can kind of hit like 3 birds with one stone: the full hank, the free shipping, and then the discounted mystery yarn. I wish I could show you guys. I kind of have like little color palettes made like on my Canva account. Oh my gosh. Thinking, wouldn't it be fun to do like a end of the year new colorway drop? Like 4 more new colors. I'm going to be including that new one. I'm still kind of trying to settle on a name for that colorway. But one of the first people to DM me, they were like, this kind of reminds me of the tea, the London Fog tea. And then ever since they said that, I can't stop thinking about it. So I think I want to name it London Fog. London Fog. I don't know. It's funny because the names are really like so trivial, but it's also at the same time, it's like part of the creating process. So like I want the name for me to represent what I feel the yarn colorway is. I'm not going to spend that much time on it though, because this is priority. Look at that. It's coming along. This baby alpaca is so soft. And I'm surprised too, knitting with the 8 or 9 millimeter, it's not that sheer. Like it kind of looks like a standard knit swatch. Like it looks normal. And I'm pretty sure the suggested hook size, needle size was like 6, 5, 5, 6. Not even. I think it was 5, 5 or 5. I don't know. I am going to put my money where my mouth is and say that by the end of tonight, I'm going to have the front panel done. That is my goal. And then hopefully like all tomorrow, I can just be knitting the back panel. I do need to edit. I also need to film. Kind of a packed weekend. I also need to dye yarn. I spent my morning dyeing up some yarn orders. Just trying to stay up to date. I think I was kind of stressing myself out, or I have been stressing myself out because I'm trying really hard to finish everything. It's going to sound funny. Finish everything that's on my plate before I start the advent orders, because I know that's going to come up really soon. And I don't want to be juggling 3, 4, 5 different things and then also trying to keep up with the new colorways for the advent. So I think that's why I've been a little bit like frazzled in the head, is that I know I have the other orders to take care of. I have this one WIP project that I need to get finished up. Man, I still got to do Christmas shopping. I can't even think that far. And it's already December 1st. Already. I hope that my live stream is not lagging because the last few days, the Wi-Fi at my house has been finicky. It's weird because, like, we'll be playing music on Pandora in the living room, and it keeps playing, like it's connected to the Wi-Fi, and that will keep playing. But if I go in my room here and try to, like, load something on the internet, it'll say, like, "No connection." But I'm like, "How does that work if the TV is working on Wi-Fi and it's playing Pandora?" Make it make sense. I have 1, 2, 3. 3 rows already. 1, 2, 3, 7. Oh, huh. 7. Hello, hello. I should probably just show you guys the photos. I tried to take some like website photos of the new colorway for the yarn. I feel like it looks so good. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Where art thou? Oh my gosh. So look at this. It's kind of hard to see the color over the phone. Look at that. Oh, now it's blowing it out. Can we focus on my face again? Why are you doing that? Can you guys see? Look at the color. It's like a little bit neutral, a little bit like toned down, but there's still like a little bit of color peeking out. Woof, woof. If it's laggy, you can tell. Okay, that's all I needed to hear. Thank the Lord. Are you guys knitting, crocheting Christmas gifts this year? Because I feel like I talked about this in the last live stream, but I can't be bothered. I think I'm gonna make one gift, and that's the amigurumi. I kind of want to make like a stuffed moose, a moose for my nephew. I'm just nervous. Like when it comes to amigurumi, like your shape, it's got to be on point, or else it's not going to look like a moose. You know, it might come out looking like a hippopotamus. You feel me? But I think that's going to be the only gift that I physically make for somebody. And it's funny because my nephew's probably just going to like drool all over it and like chew on it. And he's a baby. Jess, hi Jess. Jennifer, if you said, I can't even read, said, wow, very nice. It looks almost like cobwebs. Are you talking about the colorway? Because that's also kind of a cool name, cobwebs. That's actually kind of cool. That might work too. Dang. Or I might have to make a new colorway and like actually gear it more towards like cobwebby, dusty nature. could also make one called like Black Widow, and it could have like a teensy tiny bit of like red speckling or like deep burgundy speckling. Just like a little bit, and like grays and black speckling. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool too. Let me tell y'all, I have been in the kitchen every day but one this week dyeing yarn every single day. And we're getting to it. Ooh, it's coming along. Look. Look at her. Amara made it to the chat. Sarah, how many? So I like blood siblings. I have one. And then I call them like my sisters, but I have siblings from Jordan's family. I call them, kind of like in-laws, like a sister-in-law. So we got all of them. Sorry, keeping up with Jordan. He's getting on a plane right now. So I got to keep in touch, keep tabs. So yeah, I have one blood sibling, and then the other siblings are all of Jordan's sisters and his brother. But one of Jordan's sisters, the oldest sister, her baby just turned one. So that is who I want to make the little possible moose, stuffed moose for. There's a couple of really cute patterns I found on Etsy, so I'm probably going to stick with that. And the good news is that all these like different patterns in the description, they say they're using like number 6 super chunky yarn. So it should work up relatively quick. It's just a matter of me like actually attempting it. Sarah, get out of here. I can't read. You have 4 little sisters? So it's just a family of girls. Oh my gosh. I mean, growing up, it was just me and my sibling. And it was too much. It's too much. I can't imagine 5 girls. Why a moose? I was asking, I know, right? That kind of seems weird. I was asking my mother-in-law, like, what animal should I make him? Like, what's his favorite animal? I mean, he's just one, so I don't think necessarily he has a favorite. But they said he likes like woodland, like woodland creatures. And then she was like, a moose, do a moose. And I was like, you know what? I like that because it has a similar shape to a teddy bear. It's still very like huggable. It's like it's not too round. Like I kind of thought about doing like a raccoon, maybe like a fox. And she was like, do a moose. So I kind of like the idea of a moose. It's a little bit different. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. You'll see what I make. If I start the amigurumi, y'all know I'm coming on the live. I'm gonna be like, I need help. What am I doing? How do I do this? Excuse me, ads. I don't want to hear you. Amara, amigurumi is the reason you learned how to crochet? What? So you started with amigurumi. Yeah, it's gonna be different for me because, with clothing, shirts, sweaters, blankets, whatever, most everything is like a relatively flat panel. But making like the shape of a teddy bear, there's like curvatures, okay? There's increases, there's decreases, and like often, like every row. I'm used to just like flat panels. We're already at 55 minutes. Feel like that came up really fast. Chelsea, hi. Finally caught you on a live. You made it. I mean, I'll give it like another 10 minutes. I'll give it another 10 minutes because you just got here. Is this your first live? Amara said, I probably already missed the Advent update. I can do a quick little recap on the Advent update. But so pretty much, it's not going to be a quick recap. You know me. I'm going to start chatting right now. So I originally placed part of the Advent order, like for the bear yarn, like over a week ago. But I've been waiting for the DK weight stuff to come back in stock because right as I opened the Advent, there was stock. And then, of course, when I close it down, they're sold out. So I've been like on a wait list waiting. And now, to make a long story short, I had to email them and I was like, when are the DK stuff coming back in stock? And they finally got back to me after a week and they said, yeah, it's not going to be restocked until like mid to late January, which is not good news for me. So I kind of had to troubleshoot a little bit, and we're making a minor change to the DK weight advent boxes. So just to clarify, the people that got the sock weight boxes, there's no change. Y'all are good to go. We're going to start working on it. But for the DK weights, I'm making the change in yarn bases, fiber base. So originally it's 75/25 superwash nylon, but because those are not being restocked, I'm changing the yarn base for DK to 100% superwash. And believe me, I wish I could keep it the nylon, but as far as like timing goes, that's like right around the time that I'm like hoping to wrap up things. So I sent an email out to everybody who got a DK weight advent box, pretty much letting them know that this is going to be the change. The only thing that's changing is the base. So instead of having nylon, it's just going to be 100% superwash. But the good thing, the upside to that, is that all the DK mini hanks, there's actually a little bit more yardage as opposed to before. So originally, I believe the mini hanks yardage was 49 yards per 20 grams. And now the switch for the 100% is 54 yards per mini hank. So each mini hank, you're getting like 5 or so yards more, a little bit more yardage. And then as far as the full hank goes for the DK, the yardage is the same. So we're just switching from the nylon base to the 100% base. But oh no, we can't play Studio Ghibli music. I will get flagged. But yeah, I sent an email out, and of course, anybody that has an issue or wants to opt out of the advent because of the fiber change, the base change, um, they can email me. Yeah, what a headache. I've been That's also been like a little bit of stress because I want to keep it the same. I don't want to disappoint you guys. I wanted to have both weights of yarn have the nylon in there. So I was holding out hope, I kept waiting and like I've literally been checking it every day, multiple times a day, like maybe they're gonna restock it. And then finally he emailed me yesterday and they were like, no, we're not in your time frame. So had to I also tried like finding different yarn suppliers, and it kind of surprised me that not a lot of suppliers sell the mini hanks, especially in the base that I wanted. So, yeah, just a minor change. We're switching from a nylon base to 100% superwash base. But other than that, the timeline is the same. You're still getting 13 minis, one full. And then if you had add ons, you're still getting the add ons. Nothing has changed other than the base. But like I said, the plus side is that there's a little bit more yardage, just a little bit, but it's not less, it's more. So gotta look at the bright side. I'm trying to make it work, trying to just make it work. I need to count. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are here and you're like, and you got an advent box, a DK, and you're like, what is this? I emailed y'all. Check your emails, please. And I stated it in the email, but if you are okay with the change, the base change, and you still want to take part, how do I get in this stitch? And you still want to take part in the advent, um, there's no need to like update me or send me a reply. Um, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to assume that you just want to continue on with the advent, even though there's that base change. But if there is a problem on your end, you're not Gucci with the change, let me know. Let me know. Trust me, it bummed me out. Like, not only am I like, I feel like I'm disappointing you guys, but I was disappointed because to me, it's kind of, I mean, it's cool, I guess, to have two different bases in there, but I just thought it would be so nice to have like really similar yarn bases. And then you guys already placed the order, and then to find out that I had to like go and change stuff. But I'm trying not to freak out because something that Jordan always tries to tell me is like issues are always going to come up. Things are not always, hardly ever going to go directly to plan, exactly as planned. And all that I can do, all that's in my control is to just kind of like ebb and flow with the changes and fluctuate because it's not always going to work out how we expected. So I'm just trying to like, change gears, change up a little bit, still make it flow. But, hopefully if everybody is still down for the DK Advent box and nobody has an issue with it, um, I will be finalizing the yarn order on Monday. And shipping is relatively fast. I think they get to me in like 4 or 5 days. It's under a week for sure, which means I potentially could start dyeing yarn like in a week for the advent. Whenever I knit, Jordan always says, that's a really nice sound. Like the needles gliding. And I gotta say, I like it too. It's very therapeutic. Ah, Carter. So I'm still excited to receive the box. Thank you for still being down. Didn't expect this to happen, but just knowing that you're still like, I don't care. I don't care for the most part what the yarn base is. I care about the colors. I care about the theme. Thank God. Amara, it is ASMR. It sounds so good. You don't hear that? I mean, I am being a little bit dramatic with it, but I want you guys to hear it too. Can you hear it? Can you hear the needles? Maybe I could film like a knitting ASMR video. It's just like 15 minutes of me working, knitting different projects. And I could just have like a mic right on the needles. Maybe like the fireplace crackling in the background. Is that weird or would you guys be down? Just something to put on while you guys study or cook or knit. The focus. I feel so focused on this right now. I'm surprised. Mm-mm-mm. Ruh, ruh. Amara, how funny. You can actually hear it. It's funny because sometimes my camera, my phone, my phone, my computer won't even pick up music that I have playing. And I'll have it loud. And you guys are like, I don't hear anything. But somehow magically it picks up the needles. How it do that? Oh, end of the color. End of the color. Okay, let's show y'all what she's looking like. Look at that. Look at that progress. We did it, guys. Ugh, this fiber, this one, ugh, I'm obsessed. It looks, I'm gonna bunch it up a little bit. It's just so textured. All these different colors. Scrum diddly umptious. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my leg is cramping. My leg is cramping. Oh, yeah, some rain sounds. Mm. You're learning to knit and currently practicing increasing and decreasing. Do y'all have any beginner knit pattern recs? That's a good question. I'm probably not the person to ask for knitting pattern recommendations. I mean, I'm gonna plug myself right now, but if you go to the Discord, because Amara and I made a Discord, Amara did 99% of it. But if you go to our Discord, there's kind of like a little help page, like help with anything. There's even like a whole knit channel, knit whips, knit FOs, patterns, whatever. If you go to like the knit patterns maybe, or even the help with anything and ask for beginner knit pattern recommendations, I'm sure a lot of the members could plug you. Like they could post a ton of patterns, like links to patterns that could help you. Chelsea, AI knows your fiber arts channel. Wait, what does that mean? AI, like artificial intelligence. I know that, but wait, what are you referring to? Are you referring to my knitting needle sounds? Is that a good or a bad thing that AI knows that? Because like it could be a good thing, but at the same time, are they like pigeonholing me into just fiber arts. Is that a good thing? Oh, the knitting needle sounds? Okay. I was gonna say, wait, what are you talking about? Oh, Sarah, you have to go. Ugh. It's okay. I think I'm gonna probably end it here. We did an hour and 10 minutes. Usually, we're like 2.5 hours. Never knew you knitted. That's so cool. What project are you working on? I'm still a beginner at knitting. I haven't made too many things. Definitely like 95% of my makes are crochet, but I'm trying to like force myself in a good way to knit a little bit more often because a lot of my spare time is just crochet. So that's why recently whenever we come on the lives, like that is my dedicated time to knit, to practice knitting. Also, because I'm going to be knitting for my Advent project. So I need to like practice now. I need to like brush up so that by the time the Advent comes around, excuse me, I burped. By the time the Advent comes around and we start, my knitting skills are up to par and then I can knit something. So I'm trying to practice. I'm trying. Definitely not elegant by any means at it, but something is better than nothing. Sarah, I have to go work at Rite Aid and get yelled at by people who need their prescriptions. Shit. It's always the people in the prescription line that have an attitude, especially like when their doctor hasn't like approved them for a refill and they're like, "I'm here for my prescription." And you're like, yeah, you don't have a refill." And then they get so heated. I've seen that because I'm like talking like I'm gonna go, but I've mentioned it before, but I did EMT. I was an EMT for like almost 2 years. So I was picking up patients a lot and like transferring them to hospitals or to healthcare spots. But yeah, people get like, I get it. Like, I get it. I get it. Especially like if your doctor says like you need to take this med, but there's always like certain medications, certain ones, you know what I'm talking about, where they get real upset when they're like getting discharged. That's the worst. When they were getting discharged and then they find out they don't have certain medications and then they get mad at us and I'm like, "Lady, I'm sorry. I'm a driver. I drive you. I transport you, but I'm not a doctor. I can't give you that medication. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Amara, the TBF is like to be for real, to be fair. The American healthcare system sounds dystopian, but they shouldn't take it out on people just doing their jobs. Yeah, it's rough. I think see doing like the EMT, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being an EMT the first maybe like 2, 3 months. And then really quickly, just because I saw so much of that healthcare side, I was like, "Whoa, this is it's not the place for me, just for me." Like, I couldn't I mean, I was handling it for, like, 2 years, but it's kinda miserable, and you just see a lot of unhappy people, and, like, you can't help everybody. Like, I'm not a doctor, I'm just an EMT. I can't help everybody, you know? It's kinda dark. It has its moments. Like, there's days where it was, like, really cool, and I had really great patients who would, like, make jokes, and, like, you could talk to them, they'd share their life story with you, they're down to earth, they're kind, and then, like, even then, like, not even the patients, but you'd go to hospitals or ERs or just, like, nursing homes, what have you, and you just kinda see how, like, really unhappy the workers are there, and it's rough. They deal with a lot, the patients deal with a lot, it's just, like, too much all the way around. It was just and it's funny because I went from EMT to this. to this. I would say I was without a job for like, oh wow, it's actually a while. It was like right in January is when I didn't work as an EMT anymore. And then in May is when I started the YouTube channel. But I was like lost. But I all I knew was like, I don't think I can do healthcare. Because I did, the whole EMT process and I was so lost. There was a point where I was like, I really just didn't know what I was supposed to do. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then like a lot of people around me were like, oh, well, you're already an EMT. You should study to be a paramedic or study to go into nursing. And I was like so like literally just like a lost little lamb that I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, so I'll try it. And then like again, doing the EMT, it's like you start to like see how like the paramedics operate because you work with them a lot, like you bump into them a lot. And I was I was like, oh no, oh no. Like I see how the nurses are great, but you just see like what the job consists of day to day. And I was like, I don't think I can study to be a nurse. I don't think I'm gonna be happy. And then same thing with paramedic. I was like, whoa. And I was really like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I just got so depressed that I was like, I need to just do something while I'm looking for a job, while I'm trying to figure it out, something to do, anything to do to make me happy. And I started the YouTube because I like crafting. So that's like, it's funny because I would apply to so many jobs every single week. Apply, apply, apply everywhere. Everywhere with my degree that I physically could. And I didn't hear anything. And then like during the day, I'd be like crocheting or I'd be sewing something on my sewing machine, just trying to like forget about the fact that I didn't have a job. I was so lost. I was so bad. It's laughable now, but at the time I was really like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Big burnout in that system, especially in America. My friend is studying to become a nurse and she does 70 hours a week. 70? How many hours a day is that? Yeah, even let me do the math real fast. So let's just say it's like a Monday to Friday. Okay. Yeah, 14 hours a day ish. That's the thing too, is when I was working as an EMT, all your shifts, every single shift is a 12-hour shift. But your shifts never end when they say they're going to end because you get really close to that 12-hour mark and then you get another call and you can't just clock out. Like you have to go. You can't not go. You can really only go when your dispatch calls you and says, "Okay, you're clear." And then they stop giving you calls, but I'd say for me the average workday was like 14 hours. I don't I don't think there was too many times where I did anything really really crazy. I think the worst maybe like once I did maybe like 15, 15 or 16-hour day, but the average was like 14, 12 to 14. That's rough. That's rough. 'Cause let's say most of the time my shifts were 9 in the morning to 9 at night, and then there's a few times where me and my coworker, Ilse, we were already running over. It was like 9:30, we were already on a call, and we were like an hour and a half drive away from our base, and then our dispatch called us and they were like, "Oh, you have another call." And I was like, "No, ma'am, we do not. We're already over. It's time to go home." And we still have like an hour and a half drive. And they're like, "You're going to Oxnard tonight." And we were like, "No way." And that was like 2 hours from where we were. It was bad. That was a bad night. It was so bad. For EMT was fun initially, exciting. You learn a lot. You learn how to like just go, go, go. But at a certain point, it's like burnout. And it was like, I don't enjoy driving an ambulance for 12 hours every single day. Yeah, it was kind of like serendipitous how YouTube worked out. Because it was like on one hand, when I started YouTube, I really did, like, tell myself, like it was weird because I would tell other people when I started it, how would I phrase it? It was kinda like, "I'm just doing it to have fun," and I was, but it was kinda like, "I'm just gonna do this, and, like, if it works out, that's cool, but I'm not gonna, like, bank on it. I'm gonna keep looking for, like, a different job." But, like, when I would be, like, alone in my room or, like, alone working on stuff, I would really tell myself, like, "You're gonna make this your job. Like, you're gonna treat it as a job. This is gonna be your job." And it's crazy. It's crazy. And now I get to knit or crochet most days. And it makes me so happy. Like, I really wouldn't I don't I can't really think of a different job that I would prefer to do over this. I don't think I could name one. It would just have to be something creative, something I could just, like, make stuff with my own hands, you know? Honestly, it's just irresponsible. These long shifts are so bad for the critical thinking that you need in jobs like that. I'm so glad we have much stricter regulations here in Europe. Yeah, it's like, yeah, when you think about it too, like whether you're a nurse, a doctor, EMT, paramedic, when you're working for so long, you're not going to function the same that you did at the start of your shift, especially like when you're that tired and like you're supposed to clock out or you're hungry, anything, and you just have to keep going. Like you're not going to be like your motor function skills, your brain activity, like nothing's going to be up to par. But then they just think like, oh, it's just one more hour. And it's funny because a lot of times, like my other coworkers, if they heard that they were going to get OT, like they have to stay overtime, they would be excited. And they're like, oh, don't you want to work overtime? You get time and a half. But I was like, are you kidding me? Like for me at this point, like, and at the time I was only getting, it was like 14.75 an hour, 14.75 an hour as an EMT, USD before taxes. Bad. But people be like, "Oh, aren't you excited? Like, you're gonna get, like, close to $21 an hour." And I was like, "For the extra $7 an hour, $7, I would rather go home and sleep and eat and shower and, like, relax than to have to be on my feet for another hour, 2 hours." Like, what do you think $7 is gonna do for me? $7 is not gonna buy my peace of mind right now. But they just think they can, like, throw I don't know how I got into this. I'm just, like, ranting about my time as an EMT and how unhappy I was. I don't know how I got here, but needless to say, that is why I really love what I do. Granted, there's good days, there's not so good days, but even, like, on a not so good day, I wouldn't wanna do anything else. I'm not doing EMT, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much. Overtime doesn't do anything for me. I'll pass on that. I'm good. I have no idea how I got here. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna let you guys know. No, I'm probably gonna let you guys go as I am gonna continue to work on this little number. Told y'all I'm gonna have this done by the end of the night. At my pace, I could even start the back panel tonight. I'm sorry if you guys did not come here for my past past employment history, but hey, we got here. And Amara, I'm glad you got to hear a little bit more. Thanks for sticking around to hear about it. Like I said, not it wasn't terrible all the time. I don't want to sound like it was, a shit show every single day, but I was I was happy in the beginning of my job. Towards the end, it wasn't there for me. And I can't be mad that I did that because if I didn't work a job like that, I probably would have wondered my whole life, like, maybe I should have done nursing. Maybe I should have done a career like that. And again, there's nothing wrong with those types of jobs. But for me and like my goals and just my personality, the healthcare field is just not for me. It's just not for me. And that's okay. Like fiber arts is not going to be a job for everybody. I'm sure there are several people out there that are like, I'd rather not do that. And that's cool. That's what makes us all different. It's just, it wasn't for me, but it's cool now because we found this. And now I don't have to sit and wonder for the rest of my life, like, I should have been a doctor. Or like, wow, my parents were right. I should have gone into nursing. Wrong. No, ma'am. Not for me. It's not going to happen. Okay, rant over. I hope you guys enjoyed the little history lesson. I'm going to continue working. I'll try to keep you guys updated. Go check out the Discord. Post your photos of your dogs and your cats. If you have a bird, you can post your bird. If you have a snake like me, you can post your snake, like your actual snake. Post your whips, your knit projects, patterns that you're interested in, questions, self promo, anything, almost anything, anything. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna tune out here. We're going. Sun's going down. I'm losing the lighting. It's very dark in here. Lucy, thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around to listen to me jibber jabber. Chelsea, thanks for coming for the first time ever as well. Carter, bye. Good night, everybody. Be safe. Drink water. I need water. Rest your hands. Stretch. Do the good stuff. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully Thursday. Next week. Bye.